Welcome to Health and Wellness. I'm Will, nurse practitioner. What if I were to tell you there was a way where you can eat whatever you wanted? I'm talking chips, cake, ice cream, donuts, lose weight and feel great? All right, that's not realistic. But what if I were to actually tell you that there was a way where you can eat delicious food without counting calories or feeling hungry all the time? Keep watching to find out.
Clear!
The diet that has been sweeping the nation, or at least the coconut oil aisle. It's the ketogenic diet, or keto for short. Recently, within the last year, it's become super popular. The keto diet utilizes a very low carbohydrate approach, similar to the Atkins diet, which pushes the body into a metabolic state known as nutritional ketosis. Basically, your body's forced to run primarily on fats instead of sugars, which it normally runs on. The fat that you eat and the fat that you already have hanging around. Yeah, I'm talking to you, cellulite Sally. Now, your body is used to running primarily on glucose for fuel. Restricting your dietary carbohydrate intake between 0 and 50 grams a day, your body is forced to run primarily on fats for fuel. In the presence of minimal carbohydrates, the liver does something interesting to the fatty acids in your bloodstream. It converts a lot of them to something called ketone bodies. Ketone bodies are a type of fat molecule which is used to give energy to cells. Not only the cells within the body, but also within the brain. And this is where keto gets its name, ketone bodies, or ketosis. So what are the benefits of ketones? Well, we know they help give you energy. Ketone bodies are able to cross the blood-brain barrier, which fatty acids are not. But what about weight loss? That's why you're here, right? That's why you're watching this video. A well-formulated ketogenic diet causes significant weight loss in most individuals. By keeping dietary carbohydrates very low, this keeps insulin levels very low and keeps glucagon levels high. This pushes your body into fat burning mode as opposed to fat storage mode. It's almost like a light switch going from on to off, and insulin is the finger doing the action. This leads to weight loss, and not just any weight loss, fat loss, which is what we all care about. The keto diet also has positive effects on hunger, meaning that it causes you to be less hungry. Some people think because the diet is high in fat, it automatically is high in calories. And this is because there are 9 calories per gram of fat, as opposed to 4 calories per gram of protein or carbohydrates. But here's the thing. People on keto tend to eat less calories per day without counting calories, as opposed to people who are on a low-fat, low-calorie diet who are counting calories. What? Think of it like this. Have you ever binge ate a whole bag of Doritos? And I'm not talking about one of those little Subway bags. I'm talking about the big, regular bag of Doritos. It's fairly easy to do without self-restraint. Just me? Well, after all that, you've just eaten about 1,540 calories in one sitting. You would have to eat almost 7 servings of steak to get that many calories. When was the last time you've eaten 7 servings of steak? 1, maybe 2, but then you literally feel like you're about to explode. This is because refined carbohydrates with minimal fiber and almost no nutritional content do not fill you up, whereas natural food with high fat and moderate protein and low carb do fill you up. Fat and protein have both been known to be very satiating. This means it keeps you full for longer. Wow, effortless weight loss? This diet seems like a miracle diet. I wish. If only it can help reverse insulin resistance, diabetes, high blood pressure, metabolic disease. Oh wait. It does. Next, you're gonna tell me it can cure cancer or something. Actually, there are some studies which show promising results with using a keto diet in conjunction with chemotherapy. Now, this works a little bit different, and this is a whole other video in and of itself, but potential is there. Okay, I'm on board. Now, how do I get started? I'm gonna tell you the basics about how to start a ketogenic diet, but first, a message from our legal counsel. The ketogenic diet may be considered an extreme diet, and you should always make an appointment with your medical provider and run this by them before implementing these changes. Some providers may be against the ketogenic diet, and only your medical provider knows your medical history and what is right for you. This is especially important if you have underlying conditions and are on medications. I am not responsible for any of the following, including looking great, losing weight, feeling sexy, and hospitalization and accidental death. Thanks, Bill. All right, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let me break it down for you. A well-formulated ketogenic diet has about 5% carbohydrates, 20% protein, and about 75% fat. Now this will look a little bit different for each person. As you can see, this is quite a bit different from the dietary recommendations by nutritional authorities, which includes 45 to 65% of carbohydrates, 10 to 35% protein, and 25 to 35% dietary fats. All these pie charts are making me a little hungry. So carbohydrates are kept very low on the keto diet. Science tells us that ketones are created when somebody consumes about less than 50 grams per day, but this can look different in everyone. Most people on keto shoot for 20 net carbs. Net carbohydrates are simply total dietary carbohydrates minus dietary fiber. This is because dietary fiber doesn't get absorbed or processed like other carbohydrates, and it doesn't really impact your insulin levels or ketosis. Healthy carbohydrate options include non-starchy vegetables, including broccoli, asparagus, cauliflower, and many more. For the most part, fruits are off limits, but you can eat avocados, and you can also eat a limited amount of berries. You're also going to find carbohydrates in some nuts, and you're going to find a little bit of carbs in the dairy that you eat, such as your cheeses. Otherwise, fill your day with your allotted carbs. Ideally, these should be natural whole foods, but do what works for you. All right, now on to protein. Protein is kept traditionally moderate on a ketogenic diet. Like I said before, about 20% of your dietary intake. You need to eat enough protein to replace the protein turnover in your body, as well as to prevent muscle wasting. With too much protein, it can actually increase insulin and alter ketone formation. So way overdoing your protein likely isn't a good idea. So exactly how much protein do you need a day? That's what keto calculators are for. Links in the description. Examples of proteins on a well-formulated ketogenic diet include animal proteins. If they're pasture-raised, grain-free, antibiotic-free, this is a plus. I'm talking fish, steak, pork, chicken. If you're at the store, search for minimally processed meats. Personally, I recommend limiting your carbs, making sure you're getting enough protein, but not way overdoing it, and the rest is fats. Dietary fats have been demonized by popular nutritional authorities for a long time, pretty much since the 1950s. Scientific research shows us that dietary fat isn't all that bad. On a ketogenic diet, you should be eating about 70% of dietary fats. But if you've limited carbs and you've hit your protein, don't force fats if you're not hungry. This is one of the major pitfalls that I'm seeing people who start the ketogenic diet who end up having trouble losing weight. They're trying to force down fats just to fit their macros. But dietary fat should be a limit, not a goal. Dietary fat should be used to make your food taste good and keep you full for longer. But even on keto, on a high-fat, low-carb diet, fat is not free. The more dietary fat you eat, the less body fat you will burn. But regardless, fats are a very important part of a well-formulated ketogenic diet. Now, when we're talking fats, we're talking healthy fats. But what exactly are healthy fats? Traditionally, saturated fats from animal meats and coconut oil have been demonized to cause heart disease, but evidence is shaky at best. I will tell you to definitely stay away from any type of trans fats. Trans fats are known to cause vascular damage and heart disease. Trans fats are commonly found in deep fried food, Crisco, margarine, things like that. You also want to stay away from processed refined oils. This includes things like vegetable oil, soybean oil, sunflower seed oil. These have a high ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acid. This means that they're more likely to be inflammatory for the body. You really should try to get your fats from natural sources. Yes, from animal sources including dairy, but also from coconut oil, olive oil, avocado oil, and that is keto in a nutshell. I do want to reiterate that keto really shouldn't be started until you fully do your research. The ketogenic diet is an extreme diet, and I don't mean that as in an unhealthy way or a fad diet type way, but I mean in the way that it is drastically different from what you currently are eating. This causes fluid and electrolyte shifts in your body, as well as your body getting used to using fats for fuel instead of glucose. This process takes time, and there are side effects that can occur. The first week, there's something called keto flu. You can have headaches, muscle aches, dizziness, decreased exercise performance, GI problems, symptoms which can occur, and there are steps that you can take to minimize these. I guess what I'm saying is don't jump in and start this right now. So many books which you can read, articles, websites, blogs, YouTube videos. There's so much information out there. Just look it up and do your research before you jump in. I think the ketogenic diet has great potential, but it's not for everyone. No one diet fits all. And the best diet for weight loss is one that you'll actually stick to. That's all I have for this video. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. If you have any videos that you'd like me to make about keto, also leave those in the comments below. If you like these keto videos, be sure to like and subscribe.